Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are fine, students, wherever you are. As I told you that in this week we have studied animal tissues, and in animal tissues we discussed in the first lecture that there are four major types. Those types are epithelial tissues, connective tissues and muscle tissues. Of course, we have discussed about the first three, and the fourth one is very important. Of course, the problem is that it says an animal's ability to respond appropriately to the stimuli from its environment depends upon the function of these tissues or this tissue. What is that tissue? That tissue is named as nervous tissue. That is the fourth type of the animal's tissues. Now, my dear, how this ability depends or how the survival of the animal is dependent upon this ability. For example, let's see, I'm going outside and someone hits me anything with, and I don't feel. So that means someone would finish me. So that in order to be a living thing, I have to feel, I have to sense what's happening to me. And if an animal does not feel, does not sense, that means it's just like a non-living thing. And this ability is dependent on what? Nervous tissue. They have a role to perform in the body, and on the basis of that, animal starts feeling or sensing. This ability, of course, or the ability requires the transmission of information. A few words miss, maybe not written properly. Formation. Okay, formation. The ability requires the transmission. What do you mean by transmission? For example, we are getting electricity in our home that is coming from a power station. Excuse me. We are getting electricity supply from different power stations or thermal stations. That electricity is passing through a transmission system that is transmitted to our homes. So that means if you hit me, if you tap me on my hand here, so that means from here a message has to be passed. That means a transmission is required because the message has to go to the brain. And it's a very complicated and very important process. That is one of the fastest process in the world. When you tap here, the message is carried from here to spinal cord. From there it is passed to the first part of the brain, then second part of the brain. There the decision is made, and then from there the motor neurons, they bring back another message, and then that is passed to this part where it was hit. Initially this part was a receptor, but when the effect appears, this part has become a factor. So see how complicated, how important this process is for. But you need a transmission system for that. For example, you are using a mobile phone. Alright? I am calling you from here. In order to convey you that message, there are two things necessary. One thing, you need to have a mobile phone. Second thing, a signal is required, service required through any SIM, through any company that will provide this communication or that will help to transmit this service or the message. Now, the same way, if we have to send something, so that means transmission system is required, and you need to consider that this is your service of mobile, and it would be consisted of different things: mobile phone, battery, charging, internet facility, etc., in order to convey the message. But here, who is providing this ability of transmission? And that is given or provided by nervous tissues. They form a communication system and perform this nervous tissue forms a communication system and performs this task. Point 4. This tissue is mainly composed of nerve cells or neurons, which are specialized to conduct messages in the form of nerve impulses. Now you are hearing this for the first time. Then what do you mean by nerve impulses? My dear, nerve impulses are the automatic messages. For example, there are few things like blood passes through our vessels, arteries, veins, etc. But nerve impulses, they do not need any vessels. They are directly passed from our blood, and those are automatic generated messages which are known as nerve impulses. So what have we discussed about nervous tissues so far? Firstly, the ability of an organism depends on what? On this sensation, and for this we need a transmission system. Point 2, Thirdly, this transmission system is formed by nervous tissues. And how? That we learn in point 4. The nervous tissues, or this tissue, is mainly composed of nerve cells or neurons that we are going to talk about. These are the specialized cells which help in conduction of messages. And what are nervous tissue? Nervous tissues, where are they found? They are found in our brain. They are found in our spinal cord. What is the spinal cord? This backbone. Inside the backbone, there is something, a character or an organ that is passing through, that is called spinal cord. And that spinal cord is connecting, leading to the brain. And that means here, nervous tissue is found in brain, spinal cord, and of course in our nerves. And then, what is the structure of this nervous cell that makes this like nervous tissue? Please look here. These parts, you can draw them easily. It's not a big problem. See, these are the parts which are connections, and they are known as dendrites. They receive the messages. These arrows telling that here the messages, they go inside. And this part, you see, it's a nucleus. And from this region, this is nucleus inside. This is called, overall this part is called cell's body. This is the body of the cell. Messages go in there. And then you see, this is a tail-like structure. It is consisted of two parts. That this part is called cell body. This part is called axon. The messages, they pass from here and then they are transmitted to other parts of the body. And this is how these cells are connected with one another and they form a system of communication that is called transmission system. And the whole job is done by nervous system. I'll simply repeat it. Firstly, nervous tissues. What are they? That animals' ability of survival depends on nervous tissues. And for this nervous system, we need a transmission system. The transmission system is provided by these nervous tissues. They are specialized to pass nerve impulses that automatically generated messages. And then where are they found? They are found in our brain, they are found in our spinal cord, they are also found in our nerves. That is the simple structure of neuron cells. I hope you understand. And if you do not understand, please help yourself. Look into the book. You can search on Google's, search for other lectures. I hope you will understand. So thank you so much. Stay at home, stay blessed, stay safe. Thank you.
Meeting ko hogi?